Hello, family. As always, give thanks and praise to your Creator, wherever you may conceive your Creator to be. For me, the day above ground is a wonderful day. Now, this rabbi here, or pastor, wherever he is, he have some valid points. But I will say this about these so-called pastors, rabbis, um, bishops, etc. It seems that this pandemic bring out a lot of the truth in them, and they're seeing it for what it really is, because now it's affecting them as it affects the whole world. Now they're actually coming out of the woodwork and talking about it in a smart way. The people that control the earth and the people that take it the Kool-Aid going to die off. Now he's talking about it in a smart way, but it take this pandemic for them to expose exactly what's going on. That's why I said before, this pandemic is a blessing in disguise, because they're going to wake up a lot of people and let the people understand that we are all one. We are all one. There should be no discrimination against nobody. But those church pastors that was making a whole bunch of money, now they're not making it like before, because a lot of folks cannot afford to go to church and to give them the few pennies that they have. So now they're coming out and speaking about the injustice that is going on around the world. Like I said, folks, it's coming to an end. And we're going to live in love and peace and harmony and joy. And they know it. They know it. Anyway, folks, watch this clip and give me your comment on what you think he's actually speaking about. One love.
Well, it has to be at the ego level. Of course, they're being motivated different money, power, control. All of the ego, ordinary greed type fantasies. And the elite that's in power now realizes the system is bankrupt, and the only way they can hold on is by killing off a lot of people and trying to then control what remains. So that's pretty ordinary, but it's all being done by a much higher power. They are instruments of a higher power, and the reason we reach this point and why people accept it. There was an interesting talk by this guy Malone, the guy who invented mRNA, right, talking about mass psychosis. Indeed, there is mass psychosis in the world. People are just committing suicide. It's a Kool-Aid cult, right, that the whole world has become. And so it could only have happened because people fell into too low a level of consciousness, and the human spirit became enslaved to the ego and to fear and greed and to the need for Big Brother to tell them what to do and all of that. So we lost our sovereignty internally, and therefore we are no longer at the top of the food chain. We are no longer able to be stewards of the creation in the service of God, because our connection to God has been cut. Humans have been basically an atheistic species for the last 100 years or more.
Speak for yourself.
And so we have become totally narcissistic in our collective mindset. And that has resulted in a very savage kind of capitalism controlled by monopolistic forces that have no interest in the well-being of human beings, only in that power. But it had to happen in the same way that when a person becomes terminally ill, things start to happen in their body that will speed up the process of dying, so that there isn't a long drawn out torture. And then when when the soul does leave the body, and right now the soul has left the human spirit, it's not here anymore. The humans are in a zombie state already. And so then you get, the worms start eating the body and the bacteria and all of that. These forces just represent the decomposition of the collective human body of our conscious being that has become terminally ill and in effect has already died. So those who still have that ability to return to God consciousness while in the body will bring that back in, as most of the world is literally dying, but also they've already become zombies and are in a way soulless. if somebody wasn't soulless, they couldn't be doing what they are doing.
I can agree with
It's
that.
a mission of
Point well
mastery.
taken.
So this process is part of a death and rebirth cycle.
I can agree with that also.
Goes through each cycle of time, and it's a natural process: creation, fall,
That too.
redemption. So you need to decide for yourself: am I part of the fall or part of the redemption? And as soon as you recognize that you are spirit, not body, and you turn to the source of your consciousness in the collective, in the cosmic consciousness, and God consciousness, you will be raised. Your vibrational frequency will rise.
True.
The rapture will literally happen. Your body is not going to go up in space, but your consciousness will expand into cosmic dimensions, and then you won't feel this as a destruction. You won't see any evil. You'll realize it's all part of the process.
The big game.
To happen that way, and that it's all a blessing, and you'll accept the perfection of it because your mind will already be in the timeless light, and you'll see the unfoldment of the next cycle already beginning. So it's not something that will have any disturbance for your consciousness, and you'll recognize its perfection and beauty. So that's
Question remains: who's the narcissistic ones and who's the greedy ones? Who's the ones that trying to control all human beings and trying to keep them locked down in fear and narcissistic way of thinking? That's the question. But like I said before, all of them know it's coming out and speaking against what is going on because it's affecting all of them. But for me, like I said before, I know, like I said before in other videos, no one is going to get out of here alive. Regardless of what you do, who you control, who control what, no one is going to get out of here alive. And everyone weeps what they sow. Saying goes, what goes around. I'm out of here. Peace out. One love.